There's a quiet moment most people recognize, even if they've never talked about it out loud. You walk into a room where laughter is already in motion. Glasses clink, stories overlap. There's a loose social warmth in the air. And then someone notices your hands, empty, or holding water, or soda. And suddenly the room changes just a little. It's subtle, but you feel it. The pause after you say, "No thanks." The polite smile that lingers a second too long. The unspoken question hanging in the space between you. It's strange how something so ordinary, a drink, can quietly turn into a social signal. In many cultures, especially across the US, the UK, and Canada, alcohol isn't just a beverage, it's an expectation, a shorthand for relaxation, a symbol of belonging. So when someone chooses not to drink, it can unsettle people, not because the choice is wrong, but because it interrupts what's familiar. And that discomfort often says more about the observer than the person holding the glass of water. If you look closely, you'll notice that people who don't drink aren't all the same. Their reasons differ, their inner worlds differ, but each choice reflects a kind of strength that often goes unrecognized. The first group is guided by awareness. These are people who've paid attention to how alcohol affects their sleep, their mood, their anxiety, their focus, or their relationships. Maybe they noticed how one drink softened their edges, but also blurred something important. Over time, they decided clarity mattered more. Not superiority, not judgment, just self-knowledge. They know their limits and they respect them, even when the room doesn't. The second group carries heavier history. For them, sobriety isn't a lifestyle preference, it's a boundary built from experience. Alcohol may be tied to addiction, family chaos, loss, or moments they worked hard to survive. They've seen how quickly just one can turn into something unmanageable. What others call restraint, they call survival. And yet, these are often the people under the most pressure, encouraged to loosen up, to prove they're okay now, as if healing must look like participation. They know better, and that knowledge costs them something. The third group walks a quieter, inward path. Their choice comes from a desire to stay present, mentally, emotionally, spiritually. Whether shaped by faith, meditation, or personal reflection, they see sobriety as a way of keeping their inner world clear. For them, alcohol isn't tempting, it's distracting. It pulls them away from something they're trying to listen to inside themselves. They aren't avoiding pleasure, they're choosing depth. The fourth group doesn't drink because they refuse the script. They're not recovering, they're not spiritual, they're not making a statement, at least not loudly. They simply don't believe fun, confidence, or connection should require chemical permission. Their sobriety is a quiet rebellion, a reminder that joy doesn't need a filter, and belonging doesn't require imitation. What all these people share isn't a single reason, it's autonomy, and that's often what unsettles others most. Because when someone doesn't drink, it can unintentionally force a mirror into the room. It raises questions people didn't plan to ask themselves. Why am I drinking? Do I enjoy this, or am I just used to it? Would I still feel comfortable here without it? Those are uncomfortable thoughts at a party, so it's easier to project discomfort outward than sit with it inward. But here's the truth. Choosing not to drink isn't a rejection of others. It's an act of self-respect, and self-respect doesn't need explanation. The next time you notice someone declining a drink, resist the urge to interpret it. You don't know the story behind that choice, and you don't need to. And maybe, just maybe, ask yourself something quietly, honestly. If alcohol disappeared from the room tonight, would the connection still feel real? I'd love to hear your thoughts. What does drinking or not drinking mean to you? Let's talk about it in the comments. And if this reflection resonated with you, consider liking the video and subscribing to the channel. It helps keep these conversations going. Thanks for being here.